Yo, what's good, my crazy, crazy nation? What's good in Mr. Rogers' hood? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unleashed. Tonight, we are going to break down all the hot topics, from camp, rumors, trade rumors, cut rumors, all the rumors you could possibly rumor. And then, we're going to get into the roster. Who makes this team? Who doesn't make the team? Man, you got to stay tuned. Let's get unleashed.
For the 200th touchdown of his career. This is one of 89 touchdown receptions. He's covered his reason for the 200. What do you think? That is amazing. Here they go. They kick and they dunk.
All right. I ain't got time for all that. Uh, cut it short. Cut it short. I forgot I got copyrighted for the damn song. So it is what it is, man. You can't do anything on YouTube. Um, but let's get into it, man. News, rumors around camp, right off the rip. We got to talk about Gino, man. We got to talk about Gino, right? He's our quarterback. He has had, throw on these glasses. I gotta get to this real quick. All right, so yeah, here we go. You know, Geno Smith, right? He's had 11 attempts. 11 attempts in preseason. He completed 7 of them. Not bad, right? No touchdowns, no interceptions, all that, it's preseason. But I feel you need more reps out there, unless, they're secretively behind closed doors, just out there killing it in camp. But you would think more people would be reporting, how much they're absolutely killing it, not just in the one on one, but actually, in 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. But Geno Smith, news of the day, another interception from a guy who, just got brought into the team playing safety. I don't know where the hell that is. Um, so yeah, man, this interception every day in camp. Am I the only one that seems to think this is a problem? Now I know the interceptions in the preseason games with Aiden O'Connell had 3, Cam Miller, had his 1, but I don't hear anything about Cam Miller throwing interceptions in camp. I hear very little about Aiden O'Connell, who's playing against the first team defense, having interceptions in camp. Not nearly as much as I hear about Geno Smith, interception after interception, it seems like every single day. Today, Edmonds stepped in front of Michael Mayer and picked the ball off again. So, is this a problem? I don't know. But the rest of the nation seems to think it's all good. Geno's the savior, right? Top 10 quarterback. And him and Pete have won before, and they're going to come in and win again. And fingers crossed, man. I just don't feel it. We had the same problem last year. Guys like Hondo Carpenter, guys like Chat Sports, constantly talking up Gardner Minshew, saying how much better he was, how he was killing it out there. And we heard the same thing, right? Constantly, interceptions in camp, interceptions in camp. It escalated even more when the season started, right? Garner had, 10 picks, 9 touchdowns. Nobody looked good, right? Aiden didn't have a great year. 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 50%. But what I'm saying is there was a lot of hype around Gardner Minshew being the savior, being that guy, right? Minshew mania was all over. That's all you heard about. It was the topic. It was the hot topic. It was the viral topic. Gardner Minshew with the Raiders, right? The cool mustache, the kickback. Yeah, man. Like, everything's cool, bro. Attitude. Everybody loved Gardner Minshew. And now I feel like everybody's buying into the same Geno Smith thing, right? I mean, if we're calling a spade and being honest, No playoff wins, right? Yes, he's won, 10 games, 2 out of the last 3 years, 9 the year before that, on decent teams. But we haven't seen him run with the twos. We haven't seen him, throw to anybody but pretty much the ones with the first team offense. And to me, that's scary. I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but it scares me a little bit. So let's get into some numbers, break down what happened so far in the preseason. We have Aiden O'Connell with 53 attempts, 33 complete. That is 62.3 completion ratio or percentage, whatever you want to call it, with 343 yards. Yeah. 6.5 yards per play, one touchdown, 1.9% in the touchdown ratio, three interceptions, right? Interception ratio is 5.7. Not very good. The long ball was 33, sacked twice with a 63.6 QBR. Cam Miller, 13 for 8, 61.5 percentage with 101 yards, 7.8 yards per catch. If Cedric Jackson does not make this team, something is wrong, man. Something is wrong. So, if anybody's in here, because I'm not looking at the chat, I got this other screen in front of me. Can I get a one? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a something in the chat if you feel like Cedric Jackson has to make this team? And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. What else do we have? He has one interception. Interception ratio is a 7.7. Longest 41 was a touchdown. Three sacks with a 79.3 rate. Not bad, not bad. Gino, 7-11, as we said, 63.6% rating. Pretty much the same as all three, or as the other two quarterbacks. He has 70 yards, 6.4 per catch. That's pretty much it. Long was 28 with the 81.6 ratio. And I don't know how they do these ratios, but that's what the ratio is. Our leading rusher for the Las Vegas Raiders is none other than a guy a lot of people had on their cut list. I didn't feel like he was going to make this team. It's still kind of questionable. I think he's got a better shot now. And, whatever he does coming up against the Cardinals is definitely going to boost his chances of making his team. But in 2 games, he's had 13 attempts for 68 yards. That's an average of 5.23. His long is 34. That's his long. I think that's yards per game. Oh, no, sorry, my bad. Yards per game. 34 yards per game. Long 16. And that's about it. Dylan Labe, our next leading rusher. In 2 games, he's had 7 attempts for 39 yards, 5.57 yards per attempt, averaging 16 a game. His longest was 13 with a touchdown. He has 3 first downs. Chris Collier has 2. Ashton Genty, 2 carries, or 2 games, 10 attempts, 32 yards, 3.2 average, which that doesn't matter because the first game wasn't really good. 16 a game, long 13. Let me switch this up to see if anybody's in this damn building. There ain't nobody in here. Is it lagging? What's going on here? Joanna, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you. I don't know why it says nobody's in the building. Jason Ruiz, what's good? What's good? Ooh, you're around people, right? Who likes people? Nobody likes people. All right, so moving on. Raheem Mostert in 2 games has 4 attempts for 20 yards. That's an average of 5 per carry, 10 yards a game, as long as 11. Sincere McCormick has 2 games, 4 attempts, 13 yards. on 4 attempts. 3.5 average. His long is 5. Zamir White has 3 attempts in 2 games. In 2 games, Zamir White only has 3 attempts. Are they trying to hide Zamir White? Does he make this team? Why are they not giving him the ball? I'm kind of confused. I'm kind of confused with the Zamir White stat. 3 attempts. Now, I know he's run kickoff returns, and he's done pretty damn good. We'll get to that stat because it's absolutely remarkable, actually. Maybe he should have that job permanently. I still think he should be a fullback. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I feel about it. But Zamir White, in 2 games, 3 carries, 7 yards, 2 point. Fucking ads are going to kill me, bro. All right. Yeah, 3.5 yards average. His long was 5 yards. Not very good. Colton Miller, Aiden O'Connell. We won't go through that. Not very good. 1 yard apiece. Our leading wide receiver is Cedric Jackson. Shedrick, however you say it. Jackson, in 2 games, he has 7 receptions. 7 for 104 yards. That's an average of 14.86 yards a catch. Bro, that's remarkable right there. So, like I said, if Cedric Jackson does not make this team, bro, something is truly wrong, right? Carter Runyon, a guy that I've said makes this roster. He was on my prediction to make the roster, if not make the practice squad. I feel he should make the roster. I don't know. I don't think they keep 4 tight ends. If they do, I'll be shocked. But with the special teams the way it is, they could very well keep 4. But Mr. Runyon has 5 attempts for 60 or 5 receptions for 62 yards. 62 yards on 5 receptions. 12.4 average yards per catch, per catch. Yards per game, 31 in 2 games, 31 yards a game for your 4th or 5th string tight end. It's pretty damn good to me, right? That's numbers I could live with. I'd be happy with. And I really feel like this dude definitely should make this team, right? Alex Bachman, the next leading receiver, he has a total in 2 games, 4 catches for 51 yards. That's 25.5 yards per catch. His long, 33. With 3 first downs, 6 yak yards. Oh, Cedric Jackson also has 38 yak yards. Forgot to mention that. Quadre Ismail is our next leading guy. 2 games, 4 receptions, 42 yards. You do the math, 21 a catch. Chris Johnson, 4 catches, 35 yards. I thought he played, pretty well. The catches he made, I thought, were balls where he had to work to catch them. They weren't perfectly placed, balls or anything. So, Jack Besh, man. Not a lot from Jack Besh. 3 catches in 2 games. What's good, Grim? Appreciate you pulling up. 3 catches in 2 games. It's not a very good stat at all. 26 yards, average 8 per carry, 13 a game. 4 yak yards, not bad. Tony Dorsett has been doing better for him than him, right? There's been some talks that Not Tony Dorsett. It's not Anthony Dorsett. What the hell is his name? Dude, why do I always get his name messed up? Philip Dorsett. I'm wrong every time. I got it. I got it now. From now on, you were Philip Dorsett, not Anthony or Tony um, anymore. Philip Dorsett, 3 catches in 2 games for 36 yards. That's 12 a catch. That's a damn good average. Raheem Mostert, 3 catches, 16 yards. Trey Tucker, 2 catches, 21 yards. Isaiah Thomas, 2 catches, 24 yards. And everybody else, Sincere McCormick, 1 catch, 9 yards. Michael Mayer, 1 catch, 11 yards. Not a lot of stats, not a lot of numbers, right? Defensive wise, let's talk about defensive wise. Defense, defense, defense. Defense wins ball games, right? Not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Total tackles, Jamal Adams has 4. Um, Michael Barrett, shout out to Michael Barrett out there balling out, making plays, not big plays, but wrapping guys up, not letting guys get past him, right? He has a total of 6 tackles. What? No, you're good. You're good. What else we got? So our leading tackler is Tommy Eichenberg with 9. Matt Jones with 6. A lot of people say need to go. Cody Lindenberg with 6 tackles. Isaiah Palmau with 6 tackles. Chris Smith with 8 tackles. What happened to Charles Snowden? Oh, there we go. Charles Snowden. Charles Snowden with 7 tackles. And let's talk about some of that, man. Let's talk about some of that. Minimize this. Pull this back up. There you go, chica. Man, a guy that I really seen, really seen standing out. I talked about it yesterday. Is none other than Charles Snowden, and I cannot wait. We're gonna break down the roster. We're gonna see where everybody is listed. I believe everybody's live right now, breaking down the roster. So it is what it is. We're gonna do it my way. No, we're gonna break down the roster and talk about who gets cut, who gets to stay, who walks the plank, who makes the practice squad. You know, all the above, all the above. Dirty 30 was good. Appreciate you. So, Charles Snowden, man, I watched more film on it again. He wasn't out there much, but the plays he was out there, he was in every single play. He was in every single play. He was running down guys on the other side of the field. He was constantly putting in some kind of work. So, I want to see Charles Snowden. If we're talking about players that we really want to see versus the Cardinals in the last preseason game before the season starts, woo woo, yes, Charles Snowden, man. Max Crosby should be out, right? Malcolm Kuntz should be out. But knowing Pete Carroll, he might play his starters. Who knows, right? He might try to go into the first game of the season making a statement. Not his MO, not something he's done in the past. But he said he's got a new philosophy, right? So we'll see what Pete Carroll does. Maybe they get, a rep or two. More than likely, they don't get any. I don't want to see anybody out there that's going to make this 53-man roster, which is going to be hard because there's only 91 guys. But, however, with that being said, play everybody but the starters and, the third string or second string, in my opinion. That's what I want to see. Billy D was good. Jason Ruiz. I want to see everybody get out there that still needs, more tape, right? Including Gino, but we won't go into that. And that's what I want to see, right? I want to see a lot more Carter Bradley. I like to see Carter Bradley a whole entire second half. I wouldn't even mind seeing Carter Bradley play the whole game, actually. To be honest, We already know what Aiden has. Let him come in for a quarter, with the ones. One time, one time, one quarter, or two or three possessions, one possession, whatever. If they drive down and score, take them out. But put Aiden O'Connell in one time with the ones. Drive down, see what we got. That's what I would like to see. And then after that, rest everybody, right? And put in these young guys. I want to see guys like, um, you know, the Vegas boys. I want to see Trevin May I think this kid has a lot. He's shown on tape, in my opinion, and I hope the coaches are seeing it too, man. And obviously they are because Pete Carroll made it a point to emphasize the fact that he made them captains because it was their first game in Allegiant Stadium in the last preseason game against the 49ers. So shout out to Pete Carroll, recognizing players, recognizing their hometown, recognizing what it brings to the community and the support they're going to get. Being the captain, getting to walk out, probably had a lot more Vegas fans, not just that weren't Raider fans, that were just fan of them in the building, including family and stuff. So great to see, great to see. I love to see that. But Charles Snowden, man, Charles Snowden to me has to make this roster. And let's get into the roster. Let's get into the roster. Let's break it down. So, we have. Dun, 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 roster. They're gonna do me like that. All right. All right. Let's get into this Rasta time. Rasta. Everybody likes roster, right? Obviously, nobody likes this shit. Share screen. Man, shout out to the 5 people in the building. I appreciate y'all always rocking with your guy. Showing love. I missed a super chat in the beginning. Hold up. Share. Ta-da, big baby. Alright, so this is what we got here. That's not what I wanted to do, but it works. It works, man. It works. Alright. So, as you can see, nothing has changed since the last roster that they put out. It still has Dante Thornton, Colin Johnson, Justin Shorter, Cedric Jackson, Katron Jackson Jr. listed as the receivers one and the backups for receiver one. Now, let's just get into it straight off the rippy rip. I think Dante Thornton makes his team. Colin Johnson has a very, very good chance. I think Justin Shorter, if he doesn't get cut, goes to the practice squad. And I think Cedric Jackson has proved enough in camp and one-on-ones and also in the preseason that he is a weapon. He is a threat downfield. He can get open. He can create separation. And he's the great nephew of Bo freaking Jackson. So that right there should make him, on this roster. So off the top, right there, I'm gonna say Dante. Colin Johnson, I don't know on the mix. Cedric Jackson, I believe makes his team. I believe makes this team. So that's 3. Left tackle. Left tackle is Colton Miller, Charles Grant, Dalton Wagner, Woo Pig Suey, my Arkansas Razorback, that I believe makes this roster. And if he doesn't, there is something wrong. If they put him on the practice squad, somebody's going to snatch him up, man. Somebody's going to snatch him up. I thought he played pretty well. I think he's getting better. And he's absolutely, absolutely better than Mumford. And there's a reason that they played him on the right side in the last preseason and the preseason before instead of the left side where he is listed. So, Colton Miller makes his team. Charles Grant, you're drafted in the 3rd round. If they cut him, it looks horrible. He has to make this team. He's gonna need time to develop. But I'm gonna say Wagner makes his team also, right? Actually, let's do this a little bit differently so I can keep better check. Um, Dylan Parham, left guard, has solidified that spot as far as now. He is the left guard. He is the starter. I think that's been pretty obvious. He's gained weight. He's put in the work. Lawrence, my guy, what's up? Appreciate you dropping in. So he's put in work. He's done his thing. Caleb Rogers. Yadizi, I don't see him making his team or the practice squad, to be completely honest. Antonio Mafi, no way. So Caleb Rogers, Parham, yes. Jordan Meredith, Will Putnam, yes. Jackson Powers Johnson, yes. Alex Kappa, no. Yes, I'm gonna say no. That's a no, not a yes. I don't feel like Alex Kappa makes his team. I'm gonna be completely honest. I had him when I did my last roster breakdown as not making this roster, and I feel the exact same way. He's been hurt. He hasn't had time to gel. JPJ was out there with the ones today, and he came back from his rib injury, but he was out there with the twos. I just don't see him being good enough, healthy enough, or young enough to take JPJ's spot. And I don't see any reason why they let Jared Hufford go or Lackey Tossi, who have played their asses off. Now, Hufford's going to be on the practice squad. Lackey Tossi more than likely is going to be on the practice squad. But there could be a place, where he makes this roster. I don't know. But Jackson Powers Johnson makes this roster. I think Jared Hufford is on the cuff. If he doesn't make the roster, I don't feel they let him go. I feel he's on the practice squad. Let this young man have a chance to grow with this team. But Kappa, I don't think makes it. Lackey Tossi, I believe he is our international player, so we don't have to worry about whether he makes it or not. He's pretty much on the 53-man roster unless they change that rule. DJ Glaze, yes, makes the roster. Thayer Munford, I believe gets cut. I believe he gets cut before the first game of the season, and probably more than likely after this game. I mean, yes, he was a 7th-round pick. It's his 4th year. He looks like he's digressed. He looks slower to me. He looks like he just hasn't picked up the offense. Now, maybe they feel like the offense is too much for him and it's taking time for him to pick it up. But come on, man. It's not rocket science. You have an edge rusher rushing you. You need to stop him, and he's not doing it. He's off balance. Thayer Munford just looks bad, bro. I mean, I don't want to sit here and pick on guys and say they're garbage or say they're trash or keep ridiculing guys like I have, because I found God and he's trash, bro. He's trash, bro. He's trash. He's trash. I've said it and I've said it and I've said it. DJ Glaze was a 3rd-round pick. That not a lot of people had even making the roster, let alone starting the second game of the season as a rookie and keeping the job, and still keeping the job to this day. It's still his job. So for that reason, he's never got back in. They tried him at left guard. They've tried him at right guard. They've tried him at right tackle. They've put Mumford everywhere, and the man just doesn't look like he grasped the offense. He's slow. He's getting Aiden O'Connell cooked out there, which it's not good. And I would much, much, much rather have Parker Clement. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's played pretty decent for being a rookie, for being a UDFA. I think he's already ahead of Thayer Munford, in my opinion. Now, he hasn't played great. That's not, nothing special out there. But it's preseason, and like I said, a UDFA, undrafted free agent, kind of like my guy Dalton Wagner was, who's been on this team, now going for, trying to make his 3rd year. So I see Parker Clement, having a chance somewhere. So 1, 2, let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Parker Commit more than likely on the practice squad. Dylan, Dalton Wagner more than likely on the practice squad. But I see him making the practice squad again. And if you're cutting Thayer Munford, man, you might as well give Dalton Wagner a shot. I want to see Dalton Wagner get a lot more playtime in this last preseason game. Let him go out there against, better competition, their ones or their twos or whatever their Cardinals are going to play on defense. Maybe they'll mix it up and play, some guys that are starting that are young that still need reps. We will see how it goes. But, however, I would love to see Parker Clement and Dalton Wagner get some reps, against better competition and see what they look like. The tight end position, it doesn't, I mean, it's Brock Bowers, it's Michael Mayer. There's no if and or buts. Some people like, Albert. Okay, I'm not even going to try to say his name. Ian Thomas also, but I really feel, and I've said it, and I'm going to continue to say it, that Carter Runyon, his size, his athleticism is off the charts. His hands are nasty. He's our third, he's our second leading receiver right now. Like in 2 games with 5 attempts, he's our second leading receiver. So doesn't mean anything in the preseason, right? Or who he's running against. But put him in there. Put him in there, right? Brock Bowers not going to play. I don't want to see Brock Bowers in there. I don't want to see Michael Mayer in there. Let me know if you want to see Brock Bowers or Michael Mayer start in this game or even play in this game or get a rep. Let me know. Shout out Greg Brewer. What's good? Appreciate you. I'll get to that comments in a minute. Oh, I went too far. I don't want to show all that. Looks like shit. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. It's pretty much Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and like I said, I would love to see Carter Runyon. We've seen enough out of Ian Thomas, Albert OK, whatever his name is. We haven't seen much of Quadre Ismail. I think we've seen a little bit, and I don't see him being better than Carter Runyon. I really like Carter Runyon's game, his blocking ability, his size, his physical strength. And I think Carter Runyon should definitely get a lot of playtime in this coming up against the Cardinals, in my opinion. And probably not more than possibly, I see him making the practice squad. Now, somebody's probably going to come try to swoop this guy up. They might try to trade him if he does well in the last game. But we shall see. Junior, what's up? Then we have, I don't need to keep going down. I forgot. Jacoby Myers, Alex Bachman, Tommy Malott. I feel like there's a chance Tommy Malott may not make this team. I don't think he makes the 53-man roster. There is a very, very good chance that they haven't been playing him a lot or giving him a lot of reps out there because they're trying to stash him away on the practice squad. Not a lot of people knew about him. Not a lot of GMs or coaches or our teams were bringing him in to talk to Tommy Mellett. I forgot it's Mellett, not Malott. I see you. Shout out for the $5 holla. I get to it. I appreciate you. Much love as always. You're killing me. Where was I? Oh, all right. Jacoby Myers, Alec Bachman, and Tommy Mellett. Unless it's special teams, which the way Zamir White has been running the ball on kickoff returns, and the way, Dylan Labe, even Sincere McCormick has been running the ball. Tommy Malott did have a good run in the last game against the 49ers, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think he's ready, and I think they try to stash him away. He might be a guy that, they put on injured reserve if they don't have anybody that they need to put on there, right? Just to stash him away, kind of like they did with Dalton Wagner. I could see something like that happening. But the place for him, I just don't know about right now. and I didn't even keep track of how many guys we are on. But again, I'm gonna go over somebody else's here in a minute, what they think compared to mine, and I'll tell you what I think. Uh, Jacoby Myers definitely makes his team. Our receivers, in my opinion, are Dante Thornton, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Alec Bachman, Jack Besh, Colin Johnson, and Cedric Jackson. That's who I think the guys are. Now, they could go for speed over Colin Johnson, who they have at the number 2 spot, and keep Philip Dorsett, which I would not be mad at. Actually, I would like. I think he's been out there putting in work. He's been grinding. He looks he looks damn good in the one-on-one drills. He didn't get a lot of reps in the preseason, but what he did. I think there's a little chance that there's a battle there for the wide receiver spot. Quarterback, everybody knows the starter's Aiden O'Connell. I'm just kidding. Come on. Fucking don't get your panties in a wad. It's Geno Smith for now. Alex, my guy, what's good? Aiden O'Connell is the backup. He's not going anywhere as much as y'all, want to hope, unless, some crazy trade offer comes up, or they need to throw him in a package to try to go get a wide receiver. We will talk about that here in a little bit. Cam Miller obviously is not going nowhere. But this is where it gets interesting and very, very, very interesting. Ashton Genty, Zamir White, as you can see right here at the bottom. Zamir White on top of Raheem Mostert. Now, is that just the way they wrote it? Are they trying to put in smoke screens? Is he going to make the 53? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. If they do not keep Tommy Millott because of Zamir White and his ability to play special teams like he's been showing this year, I could see a scenario. Aiden O'Connell in the building. What's good, my guy? I could see a scenario this year where they keep Zamir White. Raheem Mostert, it depends, man. It really depends. Do they need that veteran leadership in the building? Do they feel like he's done enough? We haven't heard much at all in camp. We haven't seen anything at all in the preseason. So where does Raheem Mostert fit in? I don't know. But right now, I see Chris Collier running his ass off. Making plays on special teams, making plays on the kick returns, on the punt returns. This coaching staff didn't even know who Dylan Laube was when they got here. They didn't even know his name. they didn't even know he was a player. Honestly, like walking through the building, they thought he was, part of the staff or something. So he's changed everybody's mind. Dylan Laube, like I said before, would make this roster, would make a name for himself on this team when given the opportunity. Hopefully he gets that opportunity this year, but I just don't see him cutting him. And I can see it be Ashton Genty, Zamir White, Dylan Laube, and Raheem Mostert. And I can see it being Ashton Genty, Zamir White, Chris Collier, or Dylan Laube. Now, the fact that Zamir White has not got a lot of carries, that could be a sign, right? It could be a sign that they're going to let him go somewhere else, and try to get his option year before he gets signed. I don't know. Could be a possibility. Very big possibility. Defense. And shout out to everybody in the building. Let me get to that real quick before I get carried away. Let me bring myself back to the picture somehow. Where am I? Where did I go? What's good? Welcome. I guess we could just kind of leave it like this. I kind of like it like this. But then I have a line through it. Why do I have a line through it? But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. That I just lost everybody in the building because I pulled this up. Junior, what's good? Alex, what's good? Appreciate you, Aiden O'Connell. Appreciate you dropping in. See what this chat's got to say. Salute to the nation. Raider fan gave you a super chat in the beginning. Hold up. What? I missed. It's not up here. It's not up here. I apologize. Whoever super chatted, please let me know. Just repost the super chat amount in the message. You don't have to re super chat it. I don't know why it was gone before I got in here. There was only 2 people in the building, so I apologize if I missed it, but I really, really didn't see it. But I shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, back to this. Back to this. What just happened to refresh? I don't know. Did it refresh? My bad. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We got 1-1 in the building. Sorry I'm late. We got that. We got that. What's good? Appreciate you. Billy D in the building. I got Lawrence. It's the guy second to the bottom. And second, it doesn't make the roster because he's trash. What? It's the guy second to the bottom. And second, and doesn't make the roster because he's trash. Okay, I'm lost, but one of those guys I know you're talking about. I almost read that. Damn it, Junior, stop putting that in the chat. It just sounds weird, bro, when I'm saying hey lover when there's nothing but dudes in here. Come on, bro. Stop with that. Please, you're killing me. Who's Brock Bowers? He's your daddy. That's who Brock Bowers is. Fuck you mean who's Brock Bowers? Stop the caps, bro. Stop the caps. $5 holla. I definitely want to see Brock Bowers start in the preseason game. No, come on, man. He's got 1 catch. There's no way. There's no way they put him in. No worries. At least you're welcome. There are a bunch of Chiefs fans, but they're all little girls. Colin Johnson, big red zone target. Yes, he is a big red zone target, but we've been in the red zone plenty of times, and they haven't used him, haven't targeted him. And I don't know. Like, he hasn't got many reps. Is it the quarterback's not throwing to him? You know, because he's third or fourth in the progressions, they're not getting to him. The balls they have thrown to him, I thought looked pretty good. I would keep McCormick over Zeus. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Sincere McCormick. I've been a big fan of Sincere McCormick, but if you're gonna sit here and people and talk about other players that have digressed in the years, 2-3 years, he hasn't really shown anything. There's no big runs. There's no big bursts. Like you have to do something in a preseason game if you're trying to make a roster as a second or third guy or fourth guy even on the roster. Every team has had at least one running back who's made a play, right? Who's made a big run. We have, Colin Johnson. Ashley Genty didn't really make a big run, but he ran somebody over, drugged somebody. That's big in my opinion. Speaking of that, God, he needs to learn when to miss tackles. This is not, Boise. This is the NFL. I don't want to see him ever go to the tent ever again in my life. I held my breath the whole time he was in the tent, and I almost died. I literally almost died. So, please don't ever do that to me again. Please, please, pretty please. But I don't know. I'm taking Zamir. I'm taking Zamir over Sincere McCormick. I think he can be that bully. He hasn't shown it. I showed on a little bit of tape yesterday. He had some decent runs. He had some nice jump cuts, and he showed good vision. And if he can continue to do that, I mean, how many reps are you going to get as the third or fourth string back? Not a lot unless somebody gets hit. It's mainly going to be special teams. So I think our third and fourth string back, running back, is going to come down to special teams. It's not how good you are in the backfield. It's not how good you can catch, how good you can pass protect, which that is not Sincere McCormick's strong suit. I have not seen him look good on one single pass protection, not one time, honestly. And that's a big part of being a running back, especially if you're going to be a third down back. You got to be able to pass pro. You got to be able to pass pro. So, you know, I don't know. Um, Aiden is here to pick wisely. Rebel me and Aiden. Shout out to Aiden O'Connell in the building. Um, Lobby going to make it on special teams, and he's gonna get reps out of the backfield. Watch, he's gonna get reps out of the backfield. He showed promise in all these preseason games, right? He's shown he can block. He's shown he could chip block. He could go out for a pass. I'd like to see him in at least one wheel route. You know, see if he can beat whoever's covering him. You know, run some drags or digs the other way and let him be the only guy one on one, and see what happens over there. I would love to see it. My opinion. All right, this is gonna take forever reading all this shit. Queefs. What's wrong with a queef? Don't be hating. Where is the East Coast sports guru guy? He said he was busy. I think he had some media shit going on with the Falcons and then some other game going on. But he might pop in. Super chat was $5. Raider fan for life. Shout out Raider fan for life, man. Always, always being the only one to ever super chat. If you guys want to get in on the fun, you know, there's a little symbol down there at the bottom. Super chats are always welcome. If you have questions that you really want answered and you don't want me to skip through them, super chat is always welcome. 99-cent sticker. It makes it a lot bigger. I can see it, which doesn't really look good when I missed the first one, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. $15 that I see Candy from Raider. $15, $5. Which one is right? Which one is right? Shout out to the 15, the 5, and whatever else you gifted, man. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. $5 Rebel. You are good. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I got your address. I sent you the 3 shirts. You need to pick which one you want. Let me know. And it's in the mail. It's in the mail. And while we're speaking of merch, I ain't trying to push the shit. If you want the merch, the link is Candy Angel. Man, go to her website. It's on there. Candy Angel /Rebel merch. That's my shit. It's on her website. Help both of us, you know, help me make it some Raider games this year. That's the whole purpose of this. And, you know, give you all some fly ass drip. Anyways, shout out to my guy D Menace. You know, he's never in here. He's always working. He always watches the replays. He used to comment all the time and let me know he was watching the replays. So maybe he doesn't watch my replays anymore. But shout out to my guy D Menace if you do watch this. He was one of my first subs to the channel. He was the first paid subscriber to the channel. And he was also the first person that ever bought a t-shirt. Last week? The week before. So shout out to my guy D Menace, man, for always, you know, always showing love to your guy, bro. I appreciate it. Leaky, my guy, what it do? What it do? That's what I seen. It was $10 in the beginning and $5 now. All right, shout out for the $10 smackaroo. Shout out for the $5 holla. Shout out for the 15 bins. Appreciate you. Not in preseason, right? I want to see him start the first game of the season. Protect the shield. My guy Chris, what's good? What's good, man? Appreciate you showing love in the building. Raiders. When we gonna link up? Kenny, why are you in Arkansas? Go visit what boyfriend? What are you talking about? LV, what's good? What's good? LVR in the building live. Go follow Protect the Shield podcast. Always dropping them fire ass lives. My guy LVR, not so much anymore, but go check him out on Instagram. Go follow all his links. Always dropping hot takes. Always got good opinions that rub some people the wrong way, which I always like. But shout out to my guy LVR, always dropping in. I appreciate you. All right, let me start this. I will come back and read from there. Oh shit, not much farther. All right, let's get back to this, man. Let's get back to this Rasta shiznit. I don't know what's going on with my thing, bro. Hold on. I gotta do something. Damn it. Why does my screen look like that? All right. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. I'm sure y'all can see me. If you can't, let me know. But let's get to the defense, man. Let's get to the defense. Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson. Already got to stop right there. Already got to stop right there. I see a lot of people, saying Tyree Wilson, Charles Snowden, which Charles Snowden has to make this team. This man, I would love to see him play a Max Crosby type game this preseason against the Cardinals. I would love to see him in there the whole entire game, right? See what he does, because this man's motor, he's getting better and better and better. He made some hella plays last year. Last year he made some good ass plays. Last week in a preseason game, the man made 3 or 4 back-to-back plays. I was gonna highlight him today. We'll do it tomorrow. I didn't get to it. I'm running late again, as always. I gotta do this roster breakdown. But tomorrow, or in a video, I might just drop a video of all my favorite plays for the week. I don't know. I need to start doing those. Anyways, Charles Snowden, man. Charles Snowden is a dog. Jaw Joyner. You have Jaw Joyner. And then behind him. Why is he not behind him? Hold on. Anyways, Jafari Harvey. I don't know where he's at and why he's not on this list. It's not. Oh, my bad. I'm not very bright, bro. I'm not very bright, right? Not very bright. Try this one more time. All right, now I can slide it over. Durr, 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 durr. All right, Jafari Harvey, who we haven't seen nothing about. Has anybody seen anything or heard or had a sighting from Jaw Joyner or Jafari Harvey? I was trying to, I was going through all 22, and there were some things I wanted to check out because, like I said, I was going to show, some plays that I thought were pretty damn good from Charles Snowden. I was trying to highlight those. I was trying to break them all down, and I did not get to Jaw Joyner or Jafari Harvey. But I don't even know if they have plays out there because I haven't seen them anywhere. But Jaw Joyner, I don't know how you make this team if you're not out there doing anything, unless he's doing something in camp that we're not seeing. Jafari Harvey, a guy that I was really big on and thought was going to make this roster, it's looking slim. It's looking slim, in my opinion. But Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson make this team. There's no doubt about it. But I would like to see Tyree Wilson take up one of those inside spots, move to defensive tackle, list him as a defensive tackle, right? So we can take one of those 4 spots because they're only keeping 4 defensive ends and make it Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Charles Snowden, and Jaw Joyner or Jafari Harvey. But somehow they have Tonka Hemingway listed as a defensive end. Also, Andre Carter has played very, very well. He got a sack last week. He's been in the backfield. He's been stopping the run. And they have him listed as defensive end instead of on the interior, which I thought he played very well on the interior last year. So a couple things that I questioned. Again, it's a, the official, unofficial depth chart. This isn't going to be the depth chart of, who makes this team or who doesn't. They just have to put this out before the preseason games. And it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at all over the last 3 weeks. But that's what I want to see, man. I want to see Tyree Wilson move to the defensive tackle spot. If y'all want to see Tyree Wilson move to the DT spot, let me know in the chat, man. Put Y for yes, N for no. Hashtag Tyree Wilson. Christmas tree, Tyree Wilson, super chat, Tyree Wilson, sticker, whatever it takes, whatever you got to do. Just let me know. Let me know so I know what you're talking about when I see the yes or the thumbs up. By the time I get back to the chat, you know we always behind, but we get to it. We get to it. We always do it. Don't stop. Don't start with that. Don't play with me. Next up, Jonah Laulu. Jonah Laulu, Zach Carter. Man, haven't heard a lot about Zach Carter. Haven't seen a lot, unless he was the one that got the sack. I think it was Andre Carter. I'm pretty sure. But maybe it was 99 Zach Carter. Is Zach Carter 99? Does anybody know? Don't make me look it up. JJ Pegues, the most underrated player we have on this team right now, in my opinion. JJ Pegues. This man could play tight end, which he's not going to. But if he has to, you know, in 13 personnel, you might as well put in the big dog, right? Because he can block. He can play fullback. He is also fast as hell. His get off is nasty. If we watch tape, which I will try to break down sometime this week before we get into the preseason shit. Bear with me, man. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. But when you look at the tape and the all 22, JJ Pegues is a problem. He is a big problem. Tonka Hemingway, a problem. If you've seen the title, you've seen the description, right? We will get into that in a minute. Thomas Howard, is he the guy that can change this defensive line and bring them together? My answer coming up after this ad break. There ain't no ad break. Stop. Stop. If there is an ad break, then that was a hell of a good timing. All right, all jokes aside, Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, they have listed at second. Ja Joyner, Jafari Harvey listed behind him. At defensive tackle, the 3 technique, they have Jonah Laulu. I think he's at the 3 technique. Maybe the 2. I'm not positive. Could be the 2. Jonah Laulu, Zach Carter, JJ Pegues. And the guy we just brought in, right? Keandre Corbin, I haven't heard anything. Again, I need to break down more all 22. Maybe if this goes a little bit faster, we can break down some all 22, right? Let me know in the chat if y'all want to see some more all 22 breakdown film. Actually, no. I got to figure out the color on my shit. I forgot. That live was absolutely ass yesterday. And I apologize for anybody that sat in here and watched it. And I apologize to anybody that watched it afterwards. Because as soon as I turned it on, I was like, what is this blurry mess on the screen? So, again, I apologize. And we won't be doing no more film breakdowns live until I throw this computer out the window and get another one. But for that to happen, y'all got to go check out the merch. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Super chat, something. All right, Adam Butler, Leaky Fotu. Tank Booker, man. Tank Booker is a monster, is a beast. Haven't seen much out there. We got to break down. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a breakdown of all the rookie defensive tackles. That will be the next video. That's the next video. My guy, Las Vegas native, the Oos, Trevin May. Man, I hope he makes this roster, bro. I really, really hope this man makes this roster. He has that dog in him. He has that motor. He can stop the run. He can get to the quarterback. He can play on the edge. He can play on the inside. There's nowhere you can't put him. And then they have Thomas Booker listed all the way at the bottom as other. Other. Now this is the Raiders roster. Don't come at me, start trying to crucify me on the cross or anything, because I said Thomas Booker is the last defensive tackle on the list. That's just how they listed him. Yes, they have Adam Butler, Leaky Fotu, who has never even been in a preseason game, who has been hurt most of camp. And I don't know if he makes this roster. If he does, I will be very, very surprised, because I don't think he did anything spectacular or jaw-dropping to wait for him or to put him on IR. You know what I mean? Like, some of these guys have already been making plays. They've been standing out. just move on from the guy, in my opinion. Sorry you're injured, but it's the NFL, bro. It's not for long. And availability is the best ability. And if you're not available in the NFL, man, you got to go. You got to go. So Tank Booker, my guy May, and then Thomas. Malcolm Kuntz, Charles Snowden, Tonka Hemingway, DeAndre Carter, Oliver Oglufawa, who I thought, looked a little bit better than he did last year. A little bit better than he did last year. At linebackers, they have listed Jermaine Pratt, Jamal Adams, Amari Gaynor as the third linebacker. Man, that's scaring me, bro. That's scaring me right now. Then you have Landon Roberts as the Mike, Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, Michael Barrett, who has not played bad. He is actually our third leading tackler on this defense. Is it because he's getting more snaps than everybody? No, it's not. But when he's in there, he's making tackles. So, there's that. There's that. But somehow he's at the back of the list. Then we have Devin White, Jalen Smith. Haven't seen much of. It's been up and down. Okay. Then we got Matt Jones. Matt Jones. We'll just go to the next one. Darnay Holmes, Greedy Vance at corner. This is probably the nickel spot, I would imagine. Darnay Holmes, Greedy Vance, and Kai Blue Kelly. I believe it's Kai Blue Kelly's job. Except he might be corner number 2. And we'll get into that here in a minute. We'll break that down. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Is Kai Blue Kelly going to start over Darian Porter Jr., the Rook? I'll let you know in a minute. My opinion. Anyways, Greedy Vance is listed in front of Kai Blue. This is all a smokescreen. This is not how it's going to go down. Again, I'll get to my predictions here in a second of who makes it, who doesn't. I need somebody to keep track at home. But then we have Darian Porter, DeCamarion Richardson, who from what I've heard has went from first team reps to second team reps, is now running with the threes. Was it something he did? Or is it the guys in front of him better? Are they more farther along in the defense? Are they grasping the defense better? Are they more physical? Those are all questions I can't answer. I would like to, but I can't. Sam Webb is behind him. Corner number 1 seems to be Eric Stokes. All I see is Eric Stokes constantly, I'm going to say it one more time, constantly getting cooked in one-on-ones by Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker has left that dude standing in his shoes I don't know how many times off the line. Why is he corner number 1? And this leads me to my next question, and I'm going to go on soapbox for a minute. If Geno Smith is throwing an interception every single mother effing day in practice or more, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, we had a fit about the preseason ones. I get it. But if he's throwing interceptions every day to corners who got smoked against Seattle, who got smoked against the 49ers, Brock Purdy had 66 flipping yards on the first drive against our starting unit. That is picking off Geno Smith every flipping day. Is that not a problem? Is that not a problem for y'all? Does nobody see this as a problem but me? Am I the only critic on this? I mean, let me know. All right, soapbox is over. But it leaves me with a whole lot of concerns, bro. A whole lot of concern. Eric Stokes, JT Woods, and John Humphreys. I don't think, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But JT Woods, man, I feel there's a spot on this team for JT Woods, whether it's the practice squad, whether he comes in, later, sooner. I feel there is a spot for JT Woods on this practice squad. Or on this team, even. It depends. Free to the safeties. I find this very interesting. Isaiah Palomau, God, we need him to make some of those big hits this year and dislodge the ball. Kind of like this next man behind him has been doing in the preseason. Christopher Smith the second. Yes, he's been out there making plays. I might even throw him in a little film breakdown. I gotta write this shit down. I need to take notes. I hate having to go back and watch my lives all the way through to try to see what I was supposed to do. Anyways, Chris Smith out there making plays. Everybody in the Raider Nation has been waiting for this man to break out, to make this roster, to get on the field. I believe this could be the year. I really, 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 really do. Behind him is Hudson Clark, my Arkansas Razorback, who had a 67.9 grade against the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, he had a couple tackles, had a couple pass breakups. Hudson Clark out there making plays. A big, long, lengthy, quick guy that can make tackles. And, don't be surprised if Hudson Clark sneaks on to this practice squad. But don't be surprised if somebody might come looking for him. But I see a spot where he could very well make this practice squad. Then we have Jeremy Chin, Thomas Harper, Trey Taylor, Lonnie Johnson. We know it's injured. I haven't heard much from Thomas Harper, man. Let's be honest. And that's another guy I'm going to have to put on my list and go watch the All 22 for the fourth, fifth time. I don't know how many times. I've already watched this game all the way. Well, okay, not all the way through because you can select what players you want to watch. But most of them were in for, for a long, long time. So I'm going to go back, watch some more, get some more film for y'all because, we got to keep grinding for the nation. But Thomas Harper hasn't stood out. I haven't heard his name. I've seen him get beat a lot in one-on-ones. I've seen him not look too great out there in the preseason. And, man, I just don't know. I want to see Trey Taylor. I want to see Trey Taylor at that spot. Now, if we're looking at all of our safeties, right, it's Isaiah Palamau, Jeremy Chin, definitely. Then who's behind him? Who's that other two? We're probably keeping four. Knowing this team, they could possibly keep five because they're gonna run a lot of cover three. Who knows? We might even sprinkle in some nickel and dime packages. I mean, you never know in certain situations. So there could be other safeties. Terrell Edmonds picked off Geno Smith today, made a great play. Pete Carroll said he really likes what Terrell Edmonds is doing out there. So we have 8 safeties. 7, Lonnie Johnson is probably not going to play much this year. If he plays at all, I don't see it happening. Speedy recovery to my guy Lonnie Johnson. I hate that for him. Isaiah Palamau, Jeremy Chin, Chris Smith, and trade Thomas Harper, man. That's where I'm at right now. Whether it's Trey Taylor, whether it's Hudson Clark or Terrell Edmonds, I would like to see it be Terrell Edmonds as much as I would like to see my Razorback Hudson Clark make this team. I think Terrell Edmonds is just farther advanced, more experienced, knows Pete Carroll, knows the system already, right? He's going to be one of those guys that, hits the ground running. And then Trey Taylor. I seen make some good hits out there, dislodged the ball a couple times, I think twice in the last game. The reps he got looked pretty good. I didn't see him get beat. Again, I'll have to go watch every play on the All 22 and see what it looked like. But to me, man, Trey Taylor has to make the practice squad minimum, right? Unless you tried to trade him, unless he has a crazy game. Unless he has a crazy game in this, what the hell? Why is my phone going off? In this preseason against the Arizona Cardinals. Shout out. Let me know if you're going to the Cardinals game. 15 people in the building. Who's going to the Cardinals game? Let me know. By something crazy. Don't stop your live. I just got groceries to tell you. Hold on. You have 18. What are you talking about? I don't know why I'm reading that. But I have Walmart groceries on the way in the middle of a live, and it's raining outside. Nasty work. But yeah, man, so there's a lot of decisions, but I would like to see at least two safeties make the practice squad. So, which probably ain't going to be the case because if you're keeping four safeties, usually the other two are going to be, running on the practice squad, running with the other guys off and on. You're going to bring guys up. You're going to pull guys, you know, have to drop guys and re-sign guys. Special teams. Special teams is looking like AJ Cole, Daniel Carlson. We already know. We already know Jacob Bobenmeyer. But this is where it gets interesting again because they moved the names around. It was Trey Tucker, Dylan Labe. Now it's Trey Tucker, Sincere McCormick, Dylan Labe. On kickoff returns and on punt returns, they have Trey Tucker, Ashton Genty, and Alex Bachman. And then Tommy Mellett at the very, very bottom. So he went from being second and first in the first week to being fourth. This is why, he can't, if he's not out there tackling, if you can't make him a gunner with his speed, right? If he's not able to make plays, or you feel there's other guys that are, better off in the new kickoff rules, like Zamir White, who's had a heck of a camp when it comes to there. He's had 2 carries for 64 yards, averaging 32 yards per attempt on only 2 attempts back there. I mean, keep Zamir White back there, right? Keep Zamir White back there, in my opinion. So let's get into it. All right, we have, and I guess I don't need to keep all this up. Why is this shit going crazy? Minus, flip, don't end stream. That's bad. That's very bad. All right, stop sharing. There we go. Jeez Louise. Shout out to the 18 people in the building. All right, man, so let's get through. This is shit lagging. Let's get through this. Quarterbacks. It's obvious. We already got it, right? Quarterbacks, 3. It's Gino, it's Aiden, it's Cam Miller. No one gets cut. Nobody gets dropped off. Groceries are on the porch now. Fuck. Man, I'm not leaving with 18 people in here. It's all good. My nation means more than my groceries. The groceries will be fine. Ain't nobody gonna steal them. It's a little warm out there though. Damn it. So, running backs. Previously predicted, I had, and I'm looking at this list because this is what I previously had. I had Ashton Genty. I had Raheem Mostert. I had Zamir White, and I had Dylan Labe. Now, I have updated Ashton Genty, Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, and still Dylan Labe. Those are my 4. Write it down, take notes, clip it, do what you gotta do. It just seems to me like Pete Carroll has never mentioned Sincere McCormick. He's mentioned Zamir White a lot. He's mentioned him being the hammer. He's mentioned him, being a guy that can play on special teams. He's mentioned a guy that's lost weight, that's got in better shape, that knows the system, that seems like he knows what he's doing, right? He's mentioned a lot about Zamir White. He's never mentioned anything about Sincere McCormick to my recollection that I can remember. This fucking light in my eyes is killing me, bro. Let's try this. I don't know. Time out. But, yeah, so. Damn it. Fucking light. That just jacked up my whole damn green screen. Whoops. Oops. All right. Wide receivers. So, meanwhile, I talked about it. My guy, Dylan Labe, small town boy out there making big time noise. Okay, not really, but sounded good. I just see him making it over Sincere McCormick, over Chris Collier. His hands are better out of the backfield, right? That shows with him, being back there running kickoff returns and punt returns. He showed that he can block. One Wide receivers. Let's get into wide receivers. Previously, I had Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, Jack Besh, Tommy Malott, and I was hoping it was going to be Cedric Jackson. I really, really was hoping it was going to be Cedric Jackson. But I said I went. I think. Oh yeah, I had Colin Johnson. I thought Colin Johnson just had a better chance with his size. Like my guy Alex said, his ability in the red zone, just made more sense. Updated, updated. I have Jacoby Myers. I have Trey Tucker. I have Dante Thornton Jr., Jack Besh, Alex Bachman. Alex Bachman. And again, Cedric Jackson, man. I really think he makes his team. And I feel like there might be a chance. There could be a chance where the Raiders keep 7 wide receivers. Now, maybe, maybe not. Could be a chance. So being cut is Colin Johnson, Philip Dorsett, Justin Shorter, Marquez Callaway, and Katron Jackson Jr. Out of those, I think Justin Shorter, I think Philip Dorsett, both of those guys, I believe, make the practice squad. Those are guys that I think would help, Cam Miller on the practice squad develop. Philip Dorsett already showed he can make catches. I didn't call him Anthony. Shout out to me. Shout out to me. Pat myself on the back. That's what I think. That's what I think. And like I said, man, it could be very, very interesting that there might possibly be a 7th wide receiver spot. I just don't see it. I projected on the last one that they go with 4 tight ends because of the new kickoff rules, right? Because these guys can block, because they're fast, they can get up, get upfield. You're not using any offensive linemen or nothing up there anymore. It's all big, big guys that are fast, linebackers, tight ends, all that good shit, right? So for me, I had 4. I really just don't see us keeping 4. So before I had, Brock Bowers, I had Michael Mayer, I had Ian Thomas, and I had Carter Runyon as my 4. Updated, I think it's just going to be Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and Ian Thomas. But I really see a spot, man, where they put Carter Runyon and give this man a chance. To me, other than Brock Bowers, and maybe even more than Brock Bowers, he's the most athletic tight end we have. He's a damn good blocker. He has good hands. He's good off the line. He can create separation. He knows how to use his strength. He knows how to use his body to go up and defend defenders when he's making catches. He's, decent at the high point for his size. I really like Carter Runyon, man. His numbers are off the charts at the combine. And it's really a guy that I feel is going to make this practice squad. Because they have, Quadri, Ismail Cut, Alberta, okay. I have him being cut, and, Carter Runyon. But out of them, I think we keep, 3. I think Carter Runyon is going to be that guy on the practice squad. My opinion. Offensive linemen, before, I had us keeping 9. Some people's have us keeping 10. I had us keeping 9. If you missed it, go back and watch the breakdown. I believe it was a month ago. Go check it out. Why am I way over there? I got to get back in the camera. So I had Colton Miller. I had Dylan Parham. I had Jordan Meredith. I had Jackson Powers Johnson. I had DJ Glaze. Backups, I had Thayer Munford. I had no Alex Kappa. I had Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, and my other guy was Will Putnam. I had Will Putnam on there. My updated is Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers Johnson. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count. DJ Glaze is 5. Backups. I have, hopefully, in my opinion, this is what I see out there. This is what I would have. Backups would be Charles Grant, Caleb Rogers, Jared Hufford, R. Parker Clement. Lackey Tassie is going to be a lineman, but I don't know if they have to list him as a lineman or list him as a position because he's an international player. So I don't know if they have to list him as an offensive lineman. He might, be the 10th offensive lineman. That's why I said there could possibly be 10. Um, but it could come down to, again, that those last two guys either being Will Putnam, either being Jared Hupford, and I think Dalton Wagner could sneak on there. Now, if they put him on the practice squad again, I could see that happening. If somebody gets injured, possibly moving him up. But there's a battle. There's a battle. I think. I don't think Thayer Munford makes this team. In my opinion, there's no reason why he should. And the same with Alex Kappa, like I said. But I see a battle between Will Putnam, who's played pretty well at center. He did give up 2 sacks. I think both those sacks were, in the middle. Not for Aiden O'Connell. I think one was Aiden O'Connell. I think the other one was when Cam Miller was out there. I do believe so. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, there's a tough battle between Will Putnam, between Jared Hufford, between Dalton Wagner, between Parker Clement and Lackey Tassie. And Lackey Tassie, I believe, is going to be the starting right guard. Not now, but very, very soon. And sometime this season, mark my words, if it's not Caleb Rogers, Lackey Tassie will start sometime in a game this year. And I believe he makes this roster, either way, I think, like I said, because he's international. I hear you. Defensive end wise, I had Max Crosby, I had Malcolm Kuntz, I had Tyree Wilson, and I had Charles Snowden. Updated. Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Charles Snowden, and I want to see Ja Joyner. I really, really want to see Ja Joyner make this roster. And Tyree Wilson be moved and listed as a defensive tackle. I don't know if they will do that, but you can't get rid of Charles Snowden. And like I said, stay tuned for the tape, whether it's coming out tomorrow. What's today? Tuesday, tomorrow, or Thursday. I'll try to get it out by tomorrow. But Charles Snowden, man, I might even get it out tonight if I don't stay on here long. But Charles Snowden was impressive. Ja Joyner, Andre Carter. I believe Andre Carter II was the one with the sack. It could have been Zach Carter. I might have them mixed up. If somebody knows in the chat, let me know. It'll take a minute before I can see it. Why don't I have the comments up and the chat up? What the hell am I doing? Jack Kinna in the building. I appreciate you. 373. I thought he lost weight, but yeah, that's pretty good. Checked out Rebel. I went and checked out the rest of the merch. It's sick as hell. Hey, I appreciate you. Like I said, let me know what shirt you want. Let me know what shirt it is you want so I can get it in the mail. And it's fast delivery, bro. It's like less than a week, not 2-3 weeks out like some of these people. You got to wait to get your merch. It's right here in the USA, California, USA. So if you're in California, you might get your shit in like 3-4 days. I don't know where you're at, but I thought you said you were in Florida or something. Might be a week, but it's quick delivery, bro. Quick like a bunny rabbit, quick like a hiccup. So yeah, those are my guys. I have Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Charles Snowden, and I would like to see Ja Joyner or Andre Carter and Tyree Wilson move to the inside, but more than likely it's going to be Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, and Charles Snowden. I just don't see Charles Snowden going anywhere. Defensive tackles. My starters previous, I had Adam Butler. I had Jonah Laulu. Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues. And where the hell is it? Oh, and Zach Carter. I had Zach Carter on there just because, Zach Carter. But I really, 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 really want to see my guy Traven May make this team. Vegas boy, I'm gonna keep saying that. Vegas boy, he's gonna bring people to the stadium. We need all the silver and black jerseys we can get. So tired of seeing red. It was absolutely hideous in the 49er game. Throw up in my mouth every time they scan the crowd. It's nasty, nasty work, bro. So defensive tackle wise, I have Adam Butler, I have Jonah Laulu, I have Thomas Booker, I have JJ Pagese and Tonka Hemingway. 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I say? Adam Butler, Jonah Laulu, JJ Pagese, Tonka Hemingway, Thomas Booker, and somebody's going to make this team that's going to surprise some people. Whether it's going to be Zach Carter, whether it's going to be Tank Booker. Again, I'm going with Trevin May. I think he's sneaky good. I think he brings a lot to the table. If he doesn't make it, look for him to be on the practice squad, in my opinion. But those are my guys. Right? I had updated starters: Adam Butler, Jonah Laulu, Tonka Hemingway, JJ. Yeah. All right, linebackers. Previously, I had Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, and because I was smarter than some people and knew that my guy Pete Carroll was gonna run a 4-3, right? You're gonna run a 4-3 bank. You're gonna run a 4-3 base defense. So some people had us, only keeping 2 linebackers with 5 backups or 4 backups or 4 backups, however they had it. Me, on the other hand, I had Jermaine Pratt. I had Landon Roberts. I was questioning about Devin White because, I'm still questioning about Devin White. He says all the good things, but I just don't know. Seeing him getting schooled out there, the little battle that he has going with Ashton Genty going on back and forth. I don't know if they want that, if they're going to, push that narrative and keep him on here. But I had him as my 3 starters, and then I had them keeping 7 linebackers, and I had 4 backups. My 4 backups were Jamal Adams wasn't on the team then. I had Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, Amari Gaynor, and Jalen Smith. My new and advised starters is Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Tommy Eichenberg, and as much as I hate to say this, Cody Lindenberg over Amari Gaynor, because I haven't seen Amari Gaynor at all. There has been no 53 sightings anywhere. Has anybody seen Amari Gaynor? I mean, I talked this dude up, He's not staying on the practice squad, right? They have him listed at a defensive end. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I got to get these groceries before my shit melts.
For the 200th touchdown of his career. This is one of 89 touchdown receptions. He has 110. And he's numbered in 200.
All right. I apologize. I am back. I had milk out there getting hot. I had some meat out there. I forgot I ordered all that shit. I forgot. Um, so, yeah, the Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Tommy Eichenberg, and I believe it's Amari Gaynor. But there's a battle. There's a battle between Amari Gaynor, Coney Lindenberg, Michael Barrett, who has played well. Like I said, there's a possibility he could end up beating out Amari Gaynor or Cody Lindenberg or Jalen Smith. But if I had to choose, I'm going with Amari Gaynor. I think, Cody Lindenberg definitely makes the practice squad. Somebody's going to probably pick him up. More than likely, somebody's going to pick him up. So that's my guys: Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts. Um, Devin White is questionable, man. It's questionable. There could be a very jerky don't go bad rebel. No, it's hamburger meat. It's hamburger meat, bro. Hamburger meat goes bad in 90-degree temperatures or whatever it is out there. Gladdy Raider, what it do? What it do? So there is a very big possibility, and this is what I would like to see. Really, if I had to pick, and this is not who I think, because I just gave you who I think, but if I had to pick, I would take Landon Roberts. I haven't really seen Jermaine do a lot so far. Hopefully he does, but Jermaine Pratt, Jamal Adams, Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, and Amari Gaynor. That would be my guys. I would let Devin White go. I'm sorry, but man, you just got to go with the youth, and we got to have youth on this team. You got to have at least 2 or 3 young guys. You don't let guys like Amari Gaynor, Cody Lindenberg, or Tommy Eichenberg, who shout out to Tommy freaking Eichenberg, has been out there laying the wood, bro. Laying the wood. And he's our second leading tackler in the preseason. Hit those dabs, Rebel. I don't have no dabs. And I don't even have a pin. So yeah, that's what I think. Now corners. Previously, I had Darian Porter, I had Eric Stokes, I had Decamarion Richardson, I had Darnay Holmes, Greedy Vance, and either Kai Blue Kelly or Sam Webb. Actually, I had Jacorian Bennett. I'm not going to lie, because I did it when Jacorian Bennett was on the team. But go back and watch that live, because I said there is a very big possibility Jacorian Bennett gets traded. I mean, go back and watch the live. Tape don't lie. However, so that was my 6. Jacorian Bennett was on there. My new and advanced updated is Eric Stokes, Darian Porter, Decamarion Richardson. Man, I don't know about Darnay Holmes, bro. I want to say Darnay Holmes. Kai Blue Kelly, definitely. And I think it's JT Woods. I really do. I think JT Woods beats out Darnay Holmes. I'm going to go with that. Now, they might keep 7. More than likely, no. But if they do, man. And I think, possibly, there are some positions still of need for the Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be surprised if Darnay Holmes is one of those guys on that list, like Jacorian Bennett ended up. Just saying. Safety-wise, previously I had Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomau. I had Lonnie Johnson. And I had Trey Taylor. Those were my 4. That's who I thought. So, with Lonnie Johnson being hurt, some shit getting moved around, some new guys being brought in, I have Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomau, Chris Smith. Yes, Chris Smith. Backups is Terrell Edmonds and Trey Taylor. That's who I have. Let me know if y'all would do anything different. Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomau, and Chris Smith are our starting safeties, because Jeremy Chin's going to play a lot in the nickel. So let me know what y'all think about that, how y'all feel. Some people have them cutting Terrell Edmonds, Trey Taylor, and Hudson Clark. I think Hudson Clark has a chance to possibly make it on this practice squad. He has shown that he can cover. He has shown that he can get from the middle of the field to the sideline. He's shown that he can turn his hips. And I watched him 5 years in Arkansas. This kid is a dog. So if anybody from the Las Vegas Raiders are listening to me, give this kid a chance, man. Give this kid a chance. He's not going to disappoint. He's a dog out there. He's going to give it everything. That's all, folks. No, Special teams, it's an absolute lock. Daniel Carlson, AJ Cole. That's that's what it is. That's what it do. And that's what I got, man. So let me know if y'all feel any different. Now, I said we was gonna talk about a couple things. Darnay Holmes. I don't really see him getting cut. I don't see him getting let go. You know, if there's a possibility that he could possibly be mixed up in a trade, I could see the Raiders, definitely answering the calls. But he was a guy that was penciled in as the number one slot receiver, right? They went through Jacorian Bennett. They went through everybody. Sam Webb, Greedy Vance, John Humphreys, JT Woods. They went through all those guys trying to find somebody to play that slot position. And so far, they really haven't. So I really think that why not? Why not keep Kai Blue Kelly out there, who showed he could play the nickel when Jeremy Chin's not in there playing that spot. You could put him on the outside, right? But there's a big chance that Darian Porter could be battling for that number two spot. We all had him penciled in. Even I had him penciled in. I had it penciled in as Eric Stokes and Darian Porter Jr. But the little birdie in my ear in camp says, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Kai Blue Kelly, the Las Vegas native, is the starting two corner for the Las Vegas Raiders come day one in New England against the Patriots. He hasn't been taking any 2 reps in the last over a week or so, right? But DeCamarion Richardson has been taking second team reps. Today, he took more second team reps. Kai Blue Kelly only ran with the ones. He didn't run with the twos. He only ran with the ones. And he got a lot more burn than Darian Porter, who obviously was running with the twos. So, is it something? Is it nothing? Y'all let me know. Let me know how y'all feel, what you think, what it do, what it be. We get back up to wherever this star was and go through this chat. It couldn't have been that far, really. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's this far. Damn, it is that far. Fuck my life. All right, well. Raiders defense will make them lose a minimum of 12. I don't know. Preseason depth charts are in crayon, though. What does that mean? Sucks they barely played Gainer last game. I think that has to do with something, right? Why is the chat not on the screen? Weird. Hold up. Bet y'all ain't used to that. Chat not being on the screen. What's going on? Have more people in here that way. It's getting hot as fuck in here, bro. Just compete, baby. Go check out the drip. Go check out the drip. But they're doing the same thing the last regime did. And I'm starting to feel like, I don't know shit about football. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never played this sport, right? I've never been involved. I never coached. I've never been on any of it. I never studied the game. I never, done film breakdown. I feel like I've never done any of this shit because is it me? Is it us that think Amari Gainer should be out there playing? Or is he just not flashing in practice, right? I mean, it's not just this regime. It was the last regime that did the same thing. They wouldn't put him on the grass. They wouldn't give him burn time. So I just don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on with Amari Gainer. I don't know if they just don't like him, if they already know what they have because, he's been standing out. But I haven't heard any beat writer. I haven't heard, and I've even asked the person, that I talked to that's been there at practices when they allow people to go there. He's not a beat reporter or nothing. But the reporters I do talk to, it's crickets. It's crickets when it comes to Amari Gainer, and I don't understand it. So, you know, it doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense to me. But Amari Gainer looks like he could be a guy that gets cut. That literally doesn't make this team. I see it as a problem too, bro. Not gonna lie. You talking about the Geno thing? I'm pretty sure. I'll write it down, Rebel. Just tell me when and what to write down. I appreciate you, Unlock Candy. What a mod. What a true mod. Always in the building. Hudson Clark making some plays too. Yes, he's making some plays out there, and he will continue to make more if the Raiders give him a chance. I promise you. The man's a dog, bro. So, um, what else we got? What else we got? I think Woods will be PS. Our cut uh, made some bad errors last game in coverage. Yes, he made some bad errors in coverage, and I don't think that's his strongest suit just yet. But I think he's getting there. I think he's getting there, and I think they like what they see. They like his aggressiveness. They like his tackling, and they can work on the rest, right? And again, he's going to be what, fourth or fifth on the depth chart. He's probably going to mostly be on special teams and not getting a lot of reps out there. So he'll have time to grow, right? He'll have time to learn. He'll have time to run with the against the ones because he's second or third team, so he'll get time to run against Geno. And I feel it could be a good thing. But yeah, practice squad or cut, definitely. Did I say he was going to make the team? I don't think so. Um, but yeah, I agree. Looks like Greedy and Kai Blue Kelly could make this team. Greedy's been showing flashes in the 1-on-1s and the 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, not as much. So if he does make it, it's going to be practice squad. In my opinion, JT Woods got the advantage. He has that true speed, right? The dude's a burner. He's a burner for sure. He's definitely got the recover speed. He's definitely got the hips to play the position. Not the biggest guy on the field, but definitely plays like it, right? You ready for the big red pounding? What the fuck? What are you talking about, bro? You might be ready for a big red pounding. What the fuck you mean, bro? Jeez, Louise. AOC needs to be cut. All right, all right. Um, Lance, you want who you want at quarterback too? Obviously, obviously, Cam Miller. I wrote down Raheem Mostert, Dylan Labe. Who was the other one? Oh, you could stop writing. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. Um, I'm part of a respectful AFC West show, live AFC Wednesday, called the Wild Wild West Show. Kenna, stop coming in my chat and poaching my KFC, my FKC fans. And I told you, I would be the Chiefs host. I would host for the Chiefs. I told you. Just count me in, bro. I got you. I got you. I don't care if we bring back Rich Gannon. AOC needs to be let go. I got you. I got you, bro. Gifted 5 memberships. What's good? What's good? Shout out to all the members. Gifted memberships that probably aren't in here and probably won't ever come back. Fucking. But shout out to y'all getting gifts. Shout out for y'all following. Redeem your shit. Redeem your shit. You're not gonna get me to do it, Lawrence. This is no AOC show today. I said very, very poquito más about AOC, and that's you have your opinion, and I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna respect it. Junior Cairo, what? The Chiefs fan received a membership? That's a setup. That's a setup, bro. Welcome, Junior Cairo, to the Unleashed Raider Nation. Whatever you want to call it. There's so many names. The Green Tree family, right? Welcome to the Unleashed Nation family. Welcome to the Rebel Militia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Next up, we have Tiano Raiders 16. What it do? What it do? I like that. I like that thumb. That's pretty nice. Or the shit right there. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Next up, welcome, welcome, Trino. Next up, we have Raiders football. My guy Yerp never pops in the show. What it do? What it do? Welcome to the Unleashed Raider Nation family. You are now part of this shit. Tatted Raiderette, what? You finally got one. Aren't you already a member? It's been a long time since I seen you, but I thought Tatted Raiderette was already a member. If you didn't renew your shit, and I know you're not in here, but if you watch this, because I know sometimes you do, you should renew your shit. That's messed up. Smack Burner, what it do? What it do? Welcome to the Unleashed Raider Nation family. Candy, what is called? What you called? What's your name? What's your name? Tatty Raiderette, welcome to the Unleashed Raider Nation family. Junior is now a member. Yeah, I know. Somebody's fault. Not mine. Not mine. Rebel, go get your groceries. Everybody will wait. I appreciate it. I went and got them. I'm that far behind. All right, let's read through this. No hashtags. I guess nobody wants me to read their comments. I guess this one wants to be read. Rebel, we can wait if you go get your groceries. Appreciate you. Shout out for the $5 holla, man. Oh, you're Arizona. That's right, Arizona. All right, well, that's not far from Cali. Your shit should come fast. Job played last week. He didn't flash. Damn it. You got to do something, right? Was he playing with the threes? Rebel, I'm thinking Tank and JJ Pegues. I like both of them. I like both of them. And I tried to tell you guys as soon as they were drafted. Shout out to my 2 cents in the building if I missed you. You know, I told you when these guys were drafted, both these guys were going to make the team and they were going to make, they were going to make themselves be seen and be noticed out there. And they were going to get some burn. They're going to get some burn this year. I promise you. I ain't hosting no party, bro. Rebel, go get your groceries. Raider fan, tip to tell you to go get them. Man, it could be practice squad. Yeah. I hope he does. I hope they don't let him go, man. I see a lot of potential in this young man. A lot of potential. JJ had a big game. I mean, that's back-to-back 2 big games, right? They weren't huge, but they were enough where you've seen his name. You heard his name called. I want to see more of Amari Gaynor, probably the best coverage linebacker the Raiders have. I don't know. I get you, Kenan. I don't know what's going on with that. Only on special teams? Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I don't know. I think it scares this is what scares me about Pete Carroll, right? He's 74 years old, and if you hear him in his press conference, he gets stuck on words. He gets stuck on what he's trying to say. Is that communication going to hurt this franchise? Is it going to hurt us during game time when he's trying to be on the radio saying, I want this guy to go in the game, or when he's looking at somebody trying to figure out what name he's trying to remember that he wants to come in the game? Is that going to hinder us this year? I think it possibly could. I think it really could. Like his memory, he's definitely got all the energy in the world. He's definitely a great coach. But we have to be honest with ourselves. When you get to that age at 74, you start forgetting shit. I mean, hell, I'm 50. Yes, I smoke a lot of trees, but at 50, I still, I lose my mind every day. I'm losing, more and more and more. I'm constantly forgetting shit. So I think that's an issue for me, bro. It scares me a little bit. We should put JJ as the backup quarterback. He's more athletic and has a better arm. Where were you yesterday, Lawrence? Go back and watch the film. It's on film, bro. I broke it down every single play. There was no bad plays from Aiden O'Connell except for the interception. Both of the sacks were not his fault. He never, ever, ever one time held the ball more than 3 seconds. Not once. Not once on everything. Not once. Not counted. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's slower than a normal clock, right? Seconds don't click Mississippi, and I counted slow. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Bro, never ever got to 3. Now, if I counted maybe 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, then he might have got to 3. But, all right, you got me. I'm not talking about him no more. Fucking asshole. um, jerk don't go jerky don't go bad. Oh, yeah, I got that. Okay, I'm somewhere caught up to this. Unfortunately, things are looking good. Aren't looking good for Gainer. Sticking to the team right now. I know. I know. Run for fun. Throw for dough. Who's gonna throw for the dough though? Who's the man throwing for the dough? We gotta find him. Cause right now we throwing for picks. We throwing for picks. Um, it's facts. I want Amari Gainer since all the linebacker, linebackers run suffers. I don't know what's up with Amari Gainer, bro. It's really upsetting me. It's really upsetting me. Blinker, man, I don't have a blinker up here, B. You're killing me. You're killing me with this. Damn it. Time out. Killing me. It's all your fault. I'm losing viewers at by the minute. All right, man. Your wish is my command. I mean, right? You're the only one tipping. You're the only sub. I can't say no and not do it. So I got up just for you. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Shout out for the $2. Holla. Green Dot Tommy. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. I think Tommy Eichenberg. It might not be long before he's taken Jermaine Pratt's spot. Before he's taken maybe a Landon Roberts spot. He looked really good. And yes, it's against the 2s and the 3s. He had some solid tackles. He had some plays where he totally missed his gap assignment. I mean, you got to get better at that, but for where he was drafted, for as much time as he missed being injured, I really like Tommy freaking Eichenberg. You know, a lot of people said he wasn't going to make this team last year. A lot of people say he's not going to make this team this year. I feel he's a lock. I feel he's a lock. Just compete, baby. Go check out the drip. Will I say that Tommy Eichenberg got ran over at the goal line? Yes. He did. I did post that video. It is on my shit. If you want to go check it out, there's no sound to it. I just needed to upload something to stay in this damn algorithm. No, you're good. You're good, man. But yeah, go check out the video. It's posted in my videos on my website, or, on YouTube. And I believe it was the last play, so you don't even got to watch the whole thing. I'm being nice, right? It's like 35 seconds or some shit. So just go watch it. The first play was Tyree Wilson taking 2 Raider defenders completely out of the play and giving up a 10 or 15-yard run. Other than that, he played a damn good game. Other than Tommy Eichenberg getting ran over by the running back, he played a pretty damn good game. So you got to clean up that shit at the goal line. You cannot get ran over at the goal line. And shout out to Jack Cannon bringing it up. By the way, I stopped writing them down. Good. You're good. Kai Blue just might be the Raiders' best slot corner. Started last week over Porter. He's the most advanced right now. I don't feel like he's the best, and I don't think he's, he could potentially, be up there. He's a dog, bro. He plays with that dog, and I'd like to see him play in the slot, right? But we know Gary Porter Jr. has only played 1 year in the corner position. He needs all the reps he can get. So if it was me and I was the Raiders, I'd be playing him with the 1s. I'd be playing him with the 2s. I'd be playing him with the 3s. I'd be getting him all the reps in this preseason you could possibly get him. And I know there's other guys on the team that you got to get reps. Now, I don't say you have to give them every rep, but sprinkle them in with the ones, sprinkle them in with the twos. Let them get, different quarterback looks from different receivers, faster guys, guys trying to make the team that are trying harder than the guys that believe they're locks, um, in my opinion. So I believe Kai Blue Kelly is like, if it was me right now, honestly, I'm putting Kai Blue Kelly and Darian Porter in there. I'm pulling Eric Stokes because all I've seen from Eric Stokes is get beat. He gave up three passes to and of course I'm gonna draw a blank. Uh, what the hell is it? The 49ers slot receiver. Anyways, former first round pick, damn good slot receiver. But that's not even their best receiver. Not even their best receiver. And Eric Stokes was getting worked. I see him getting constantly worked in the one-on-ones. I haven't heard him making any plays, any pass breakups. I haven't heard of any interceptions. I don't know why Eric Stokes is out there, to be honest with you. He would be my number three. He would be my guy I would sub in that can play left and right. If it was me and I was the coach, I would go with Darian Porter, put the rookie out there, and Kai Blue Kelly. That would be my guys. He will reward you for that. Candy, do better. She'll get rewarded. I'll see her in a couple days. She's gonna get all the rewards she needs. Don't worry. Um, Eichenberg not quick. Wait, what? Not quick though, and was out of position many, many times. I mean, yes, I agree. He's not fast, but he's a Mike linebacker, right? You're gonna stop the run. You're gonna, you know, in that cover three, you can stay right there and keep your gap assignments, right? You don't have to be in coverage too many times. Now they're gonna try to force him to be in coverage, put guys in motion and shit like that. But he's not any slower than a Landon Roberts, I don't think. And I feel like he's better in pass coverage than a Landon Roberts. Just my opinion. Many misses. Yeah, but I mean, all of our the whole team has had misses though, Alex. The whole team, like everybody's been horribly at tackling, horribly. Eichenberg needs reps. The only way he involves, he's gonna get them. He's gonna get them right. He's gonna get all the reps he can handle, I believe, in this coming up game. But I hope they give some to Amari Gaynor. I'd like to see Amari Gaynor at that Mike linebacker, like they put him against the San Francisco game last year, where he just absolutely murdered it for a whole game, in my opinion. Jalen has gotten old. I mean, I don't know about old. He's about the same age as Devin White, right? I mean, I'm not really hyped on Jermaine Pratt so far or Devin White. They've shown flashes. They've had interceptions in camp, but that's another thing. You got Devin White and these guys picking off Geno constantly in camp. It's not just the corners or the safeties. It's the linebackers too. And our linebackers have shown they can't cover a wet blanket, bro. Let alone try to hang with corners. I mean with slot receivers, with tight ends, with these fast ass backs they have nowadays. Like I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I tried watching all under 22 and I couldn't understand everything, anything I was watching. Well, if you need lessons and you're willing to pay for them, you could come live to the house and get a lesson. I'm just saying, and I could show you. I could break it down. It's better. There's no sound. You only hear me talking. It'll be good. But you have to shh and listen. Quarterback should be Eric Stokes, Darren Porter, Kai Blue Kelly, DeCamarion Richardson as the main four. I think we should sign a free agent. I feel we should too. But I like Bradbury. I like a couple guys out there. I would even go with Asante Samuel. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why Justin Simmons is not on this team yet. I would even try to make I would even try to make a trade. And I'm gonna say this now, since I just thought, if the Raiders make a trade for a safety again, don't be surprised if it's not with Seattle, with Tyrell Wooten, right? He's on his last year of his contract. Things don't seem to be going too good over there in Seattle. Pete Carroll might be picking up the phone. Or not Pete Carroll, but Johnny Spytek. Let me hit this blinker for you, so I'll shut up. Ooh, to the wee wee. Yes, I seen the. Remember that Raider fan gifted. Shout out Raider fan. I think I got that. Darnay Holmes hasn't looked good. John Humphreys will be cut. Greedy Vance probably cut, and Sam Webb probably cut also. I agree, 100%. So we're on the same page. My guy Gladiator question. Question is, will we pick up? Oh, question is, will we pick up anybody? Pick up anybody that someone releases that isn't a good player with a lot left in the tank. Oh, that is a good play. Let me read that again. Question is, will we pick up anybody that some team will release that is a good player with a lot left in the tank? Well, potentially, you don't really, get rid of good players with a lot left in the tank. But I believe that's the case, right? I feel like there's a lot of guys on a lot of teams that have better corners than us, that have better depth than us. There's a lot of teams that have better depth than us. And, I don't see us being done. I see us making a move. I see us making a trade even. I see one more trade possibly coming before the season starts. And I see us picking up, at least one or two guys. Possibly, I would say even possibly this week before this next game. I wouldn't be surprised if by Thursday or Friday somebody gets cut. Now, I heard Pete Carroll say, right, that there's no rush, that he wants to give all these guys the most opportunity they can to prove they deserve to be on this team, to prove they're a fit for this team. And I get all that. That could be the case. However, I don't know if it's the truth. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the truth. So, I feel like we are. I feel like, I don't feel like, I would pretty much bank on it and guarantee that the Raiders pick up somebody that gets released from another team, bring him in, try to give him a look if he's better than what we have. And I think there's a lot of guys that, that could be cut that, are veterans. And they might go get a free agency, somebody in free agency. They might have somebody that they've been keeping their eye on, that they've already brought in for a visit. They brought in guys for a visit. They might just have them on the back burner and trying to wait to, see how everything goes in the first 2 weeks. And maybe they've seen that, and maybe they're on the phone right now as we speak with every team in the NFL trying to figure out their next move. But I believe a move is coming. Just bought tickets to Empire Stripes Back. What? Is there a new one? AOC does not need to be cut. He's the best backup ever. He's not with the way Trey Lance is looking over there with the Chargers. Who was the one guy that said he would take a chance on Trey Lance over and over again last year, the year before? Now, I'm not saying he's going to be good, but damn, he looks good in preseason, man. He's not making those stupid decisions. That deep ball has always been there. His athleticism has always been there. Could you trade for Aiden O'Connell? Go get a Trey Lance? They'd be dumb if they did. But, the Charger-wise, Trey Lance looks good, bro. And I tried to say over and over again that I'd be one of those dudes that'd be willing to take a guy, because we have a guy like Pete Carroll in the building who's known for for turning people's careers around, for giving guys that boost they need to get everything out of them. Our defense can have ball control and keep the defense fresh. That will offset some of the deficiencies on defense. Um, you mean our offense could have ball control and keep the defense fresh? If that's what you mean, that will. Oh, our deep. Wait, help some of our offset some of our. Oh, deep. Yeah. All right. Either way, got you. um, Perlowski Purdy. Party. What the hell? If our defense can sustain drives, control the ball, and eat the clock, and keep the offense fresh, that will disguise some of the deficiencies. All right, I get what you're saying. Um, that's a big ask, though. That's a big ask, in my opinion, right? You're asking our guys to run the ball, to not make turnovers with a quarterback that's been known to be a turnover fanatic. I can't preach that enough. There's so many people that feel he is still just mid, and there's so many people that feel like, he's up here with Jesus. And we're going to see, man. We're going to see. We've seen 11 attempts from our starting quarterback. We have no idea what we have with Gino. We do know he's picked off every day in camp, once, and a lot of times more than once. So sustaining drives is going to come down to Ashton Genty. Can he run the ball? Can he pound the rock? Can he continue to get positive yards every time he touches the ball? Because if Ashton Genty can't continue to get positive yards every time he's called upon, we might be in trouble. We might be in trouble. We can't LOC, FKOC, KFC host. We might be in trouble. I'm saying. I'm here mainly for your girlfriend, but thank you. Wait, what? No, you're welcome. Um, my 2 cents. What we got? Where are we at? Unlock candy. Did you look it up? What are you supposed to look up? I'm way behind. That's how I like it. Um, on a side note, I totally didn't realize it was Tuesday and I'm having tacos for dinner. Taco Tuesday. Man, I wish I had some tacos. Star Wars Empire Stripes Back. It's a real show. Is it stripes or strikes? Because you put stripes twice, and I'm sure the K is nowhere near the P. So I gotta check it out. I haven't watched it. Is it a television show? I don't watch much television. Is it on Netflix? Can I watch replays? Let me know. Let me know. Um, Let me know. All right. We getting through this. 24 points every game. 24 to 30 points every game for the Raiders. Man, if we score 24 to 30 points a game, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think this defense is going to be a lot better than people are giving it credit for. And I think this offense is not going to be as good as people are giving it credit. Now, I know we have guys that, you have to double team. And I know we have guys that are mismatches. And I know we have all these things. But do we have the offensive line and the quarterback to make the right reads and get it to them? We don't know. We don't know. All we know is Gino's film in Seattle. We don't know what he's done unless you were at the practices, unless you were at the Vegas Open practice, unless you've been at the preseason games, which for 11 attempts, we don't know what Gino has, bro. We have no idea. We're going into this absolutely blind. And I don't see him getting any reps unless they surprise the shit out of everybody and let the starters play a whole quarter. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. I would not be mad at that. Rebel Candy brings the The Torta to Pound Town. Who you pound who you pound towning? What the fuck? Don't bring up his name in here. That name is banned from the chat. What are you doing? All right, I'm into the bottom of this shit. Thank God. All right, man. So I forgot everything I was gonna talk about. I knew I was gonna talk about some things. Oh, I did. I think I got to him right. Kai Blue Kelly could very well be the starter. Um, is it a front? Is it a front? Is it a flaunt? Are they hiding shit? Are they disguising shit? Are the guys we see getting first team reps a disguise, right? Are they trying to not show their cards? Are there going to be different guys starting at different positions? Man, we will have to wait and see until the start of the season, right? Which is 20, what, 19 days away? 19 days away. Shout out to everybody in the building. Much love as always. I appreciate every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Um, as Pete would say, if you, just compete, right? Just compete, baby. Go check out the drip. Help your guy out. I need to get to some Raider games. My guy Oakland in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the building. Much love. Again, as always, protect your mind. Protect yourself. Always be aware of your surroundings. And watch out for one another. Much love. The hotline is always open if you need me. Peace. Raiders and Jesus. Much love.